everyone. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. I hope you're doing well today, having a good time. I'm feeling rather deplorable. So here's a little message. Yeah, drinkcafefe.com. That's right. The best coffee on the planet for me, I tell you. Tastes just like we used to have in the service. Love it. Good stuff. Folks, being prepared is really the number one thing about this show. I know we spend all our time, almost all our time talking about what is happening. It's so we can understand what's coming at us and not be surprised, caught off guard. And just like that, they're all over us. Jiminy crickets. Uman talked about there being an issue with a hack attempt on what are we calling that thing, man? Twitter. Twitter. I have no idea why I now look pink and red and shit. What the fuck is going on, Uman? Any idea? No clue. Well, I'm going to look like a big fucking pink Oompa Loompa, I guess. All right, let us continue. I don't even know. Where the hell was I? The reason we're here is to get prepared. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, and your plan. And that's why we talk about everything that's going on. More than we spend talking about, it's getting better again. How about that? More than we spend talking about what's your favorite caliber and do you prefer shooting from a crow's nest or out of a fighting hole? Do you like the 4-man fire team or working as a squad? Right? Let's keep it simple. There's bad guys out there. They're coming after us. They'll use all the violence in the world. Get prepared. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. I look like a fucking big strawberry. All right. And it makes my complexion look like I've been shot with rock salt. Okay, here we go. Folks, World War III, America versus Canada. What the Canada? Well, the premier from Ontario. Didn't the Soviet Union have a premier? Right? The communists, don't they have premiers? Anyways, the premier of Ontario has made a dastardly vow, a promise that because Trump has put tariffs on Canada, he's going to hurt us and not Trump, right? He says this, quote, "We're going to inflict as much pain as possible on the American people." So this asshole from Canada, the premier, is going to try and hurt us, American civilians, because he is mad at Trump. So there you go. I guess that's how this works. He's actually going to hurt his own people, the Canadians, more than he's going to hurt anyone else. Look, I love Canada. I love all of our conservative, gun-toting, patriot, freedom-loving Canadians, but we don't need maple syrup that badly. Right? Aunt Jemima is now going to put a black woman back on the bottle. We're good down here. I'm telling you. Is that right, Uman? We got Aunt Jemima coming back, right? Yep, he's giving me the nod. Yes, John. Your Aunt Jemima's back. She makes I tell you what, that pearl milling shit, I wasn't going to eat that or drink that or buy that. No. Support black-owned businesses, but we're going to take the black people off the fucking label. Not happening. Wasn't going to support that shit. Right? It's just, these fucking people, these woke morons, they're hurting themselves. Remember that when you used to hold your little brother down and then you'd take his hand and make him punch himself and then say, "Stop punching yourself." And if you're a little brother, we only did that to you guys because we love you. That's the only reason we made you beat yourselves up. All right. And while we're having some fun to start the show, questions down below. It's Thursday. It's Thursday, and I might even call it Thirsty Thursday. Tomorrow is the Free for All Friday. Sunday night is Sunday Night Live. The reason I was absent this morning, folks, I had a headache that was so big, it had Excedrin written all over it. So back to Just for Giggles. I'm in one of those fucking moods. There are now charges pending. An idiot executive, right? This guy was a big shot at a startup company. I don't know if that's like a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond. Anyways, this so-called executive got caught by a cyber truck keying it. Caught on camera. And while he was still wearing the same clothes, I mean, his pants were bright-ass orange. While they're wearing the same clothes, he starts denying it to some cops. Folks, these Democrats are getting themselves arrested. Laugh at them. Laugh and laugh and laugh right at their faces. But never forget, folks, no matter whether they're the lowest ghetto scum, some moronic kid from high school, a blithering college idiot, any number of genders or races, including retarded liberal whites, and even people like this clown, an executive at a great company starting up. Remember and never forget that they're all idiots and they will all commit murder if they're given a chance, an opportunity. Always, always, always be prepared up here and ready to defend yourself and protect others. Never forget that, folks. We're seeing the stupidest behavior, and Rock Valley Ready is back, huh? Good deal. Questions down below, folks. We're going to get to it. We've got thepreparedmind.club, subscribestar.com, and X. If you're on X, be a follower, and you can be here live Monday through Friday. Let's get into it. Now for the real World War III update, folks. The real World War III. Voldemort Zelensky, the leader of Ukraine. Or is it the leader of Ukraine? Did I get the right hand out there? I'm doing my best Jasmine Crockett with a Hitler salute, right? Yeah, she did it, folks. Jasmine Crockett. That's right. Ghetto ho in Congress did the salute, the Nazi Hitler salute. Anyways, Voldemort Zelensky, a wannabe fascist, communist, Nazi dictator, he told Europe, send combat-ready troops. Yep. And the below-the-waist suck-up president of France, Emmanuel Macron, he said that, quote, he's speaking of the combat-ready troops. Combat-ready troops, he said they can, quote, defend themselves if attacked. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Peacekeepers, folks? No. These troops that European nations are going to send into Ukraine, they're not going there as peacekeepers. They're going in there getting ready to fight. My big question is, will NATO use this as an excuse to engage Russia? But any way you look at this, is a huge, huge, huge mistake on the part of the Europeans. They're treating their people like they're Europeans. They're sending them to the meat grinder. It's absolutely horrible to think of this, folks. There are combat-ready veterans from Europe that fought in Afghanistan and maybe Iraq, but not that many. Certainly not as many as Russia has now that have been fighting for 2 years inside of, well, what used to be Ukraine and is now Russian Federation states. What has Europe learned to do? They have learned to lie about the war, their progress, their successes. They lie about their failures. They lie about everything. everything. And now they're going to lie to their own people. And they're going to send their white Europeans to death while they leave their Arab and North African migrants at home with their women. They're doing everything they can to genocide the European culture, traditions, and everything that made Europe distinct and different from the rest of the world. The same way the United States is different than the rest of the world. The same way China is different than the rest of the world. They're going to kill Europe, folks. They're going to do everything they can. What do you think of that? You know, Canada. Oh, Canada's going to become part of NATO or maybe even a European Union state. Yeah. Are they going to go to war? There's a lot of Canadians with, combat experience. And I feel bad for all these people, folks. They're going to send them in there and they're just going to get killed and slaughtered. All right, questions down below. We've got a lot to cover here today, folks. It is time for everyone. That means you and me. We are going to stand up to these scumbags in Washington, D.C. Oh, and I need to talk about Trump endorsing Lighten the Loafers Lindsey Graham, Mr. Uman. Don't let me get away from that one. All right. Donald Trump Jr. Donald Trump Jr. has joined the fray. The shouting matches, the media fight. Before we get to fights on the street and fights with government and fights amongst ourselves, we're going to continue to have social media fights. And Don Jr. weighed in because they're attacking Vice President Vance. And rather than get into all the details, I just want you to know what Don Jr. said. Here is his quote. These 7 cowardly neocons attacking JD anonymously are genuine pussies. That's right. That's right. Grab them by the pussy. The word pussies come back out. I say call them like you see them, everyone. But remember, all of these people hate Trump, Vance, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth. They hate you. They hate me. They hate everybody. And they are weak people, folks. They'll attack you when you're not looking, when you're outnumbered. They'll go after women and children. Trannies are murderous and violent. Antifa are murderous and violent. BLM are murderous and violent. All of these Democrats are murderous and violent given a chance. And they're becoming more so as Trump completes little pieces of his agenda and defunding of Democrat theft bureaucracy. Okay, well, let's do your question. Let's get it out here in the middle of my Thursday thing there, Uman. Put it up on the board, man. He says, what's the deal with Trump suddenly doing a 180-degree on limp Lindsey Graham? Either the ass-kissing and brown-nosing worked, or just another indicator that he, Trump, is part of the club and this is all an act. Now, number one, I will say that is an absolute possibility. That Trump is a stooge for the deep state, the World Economic Forum, the banking cartels, the Rothschild, Israel, Iran, Russia, and China, right? Pick your person that he's sucking up to or whatever. Well, I still say he took a really a big chance on letting him shoot him through the fucking ear. But I put a lot of thought to this. And the only thing I could come up with that was reasonable, not absolute bullshit, a genuine explanation for why Trump is decided to endorse an absolute rhino, warhawk, lying, backstabbing, butt pirate, push in your stool, fruitcake like Lindsey Graham. I have no love for Lindsey Graham, folks. I think you've detected that. Uman, do you think I made that abundantly clear? All right. He says I've made that part abundantly clear. It could be that Trump believes Lindsey Graham cannot be beaten in the primaries. Trump is not a moron. So either he's doing this on purpose or he's doing this by accident. I don't think he's a moron and accidentally endorsing the wrong guy or wrong girl, if you wish. What I think is that Trump has probably done some sort of polling and discovered that despite light in the loafers, Lindsey, being a pain in the ass, a double-dealing, backstabbing, snake in the grass, butt pirate, he doesn't stand a good chance of defeating him by having him primaried. I don't think he stands a chance with Thomas Massie either. So I wonder how that's going to go. But back to Lindsey Graham. So rather than start a pissing match with a lying, backstabbing, snake in the grass, fruitcake like Lindsey Graham, he works a deal with him, art of the deal. He puts everything out ahead of time with Lindsey Graham and says, these are the things you're going to vote for. I'm going to back you, but you're going to back me. You fuck me, I'll get you later. And I think he cut a deal with Lindsey Graham. I won't confront you. I will support you, but you will support me. I think he made a hardcore deal because that's what Trump does. That's the only thing I could come up with to explain why he did this. Because Lindsey Graham is an asshat of enormous magnitude. He could have brought Lindsey Graham into the office, the Oval Office, not the Oval Orifice, which is where I'm sure Lindsey would like to hang out, but the Oval Office. Gotcha, Uman. What I think is he took him in there and said, hey, look, this is what's happening. And this is also what I hope he did. He made a hardcore, rock solid fucking deal with this. I almost said the F word, flag it, and said, these things are going to happen. Either you go down with the ship, you fucker. I guess when you're over the target, you're over the fucking target, right? Good golly. They can make it any more obvious they don't want me talking. I don't know. Maybe my computer just knows when to shut me up. I think he made a deal with this guy. I don't think Trump is stupid. He knows and we know and we all know nobody likes Lindsey Graham. That's what I think. And that's the only thing I could come up with to explain such a bad choice. Literally bad choice. I'd still like to know why I look like a fucking glass of quick strawberry milk. All right. All right. Anyways, that's my answer, Uman. That's what I got. I know Uman and I have been kind of shuttling this back and forth at each other like, what the hell? What the hell? I've seen enough of it on social media today to go, what the hell? And I had to really put some thought to it and actually try and explain it rather than just go, Trump is a sellout. Because if Trump is a sellout and he's doing this, you know, I'm not going to play Q. Trust the plan. Keep your eye out. And I'm glad you asked the uncomfortable questions, man. I mean, sometimes I don't have the answer. Sometimes none of us have the fucking answer. We can't explain it. Other times, a little bit of thought. I'm not going to go down the Q road. I'm just going to say Trump cuts deals. That's his fucking book, The Art of the Deal. This is not QAnon. This is not 4D chess. This is just, this fucking clown has too much power. Polls are on his side. I'm going to make a deal with him and put him to work for me. Now, we're going to find out over the next couple of weeks and months, also years, if Lindsey is going to backstab him or if he's going to stay on the Trump team at least until the next election. That's what I got, Uman. And now back to what I want to talk about. But that was a big one. I did want to talk about that. And Uman and I knew it was coming. Let's get it over with now. Get your questions down below, folks. Tell everyone you know. Share that internet address right up there. Hit the thumbs up, hit the heart button, hit the repost button. We need people to wake up. And I think Twitter is now doing its best to shadow ban me because I've been a little bit abusive with my language. using hardcore foulness in my X posts lately. So I think we're going to see a little bit of trouble there. But don't worry, folks. I'm going to keep being me and doing what I do, because Democrats and their followers and their losers, their supporters, are going to continue doing what they do. For example, 3 United States Postal Service workers have committed an egregious felony crime. Oh, we know about them taking ballots and throwing them in the swamp, throwing them in the woods, throwing them in the trash can. We know how they like to cheat. We know that UPS, or United States Postal Service workers, will drive from one state all the way to another to deliver, well, what I consider to be unlawful ballots to swing districts. Oh, yeah, I know that too. But no, these, not 1, not 2, but 3 United States Postal Service workers have been charged with, drum roll, kidnapping and attempted rape of a co-worker. This should signify to you that postal workers are completely incompetent. This is how incompetent Democrats are. They literally kidnapped a co-worker, and they're such failures that they couldn't even rape her. I know I'm making light of a terrible situation, but, well, federal employees, folks, aren't very good, are they? Nope. Now, but I also want to ask, is this typical federal union worker activity? Does this happen all the time and we just don't see it? But then I thought, well, since Democrats don't care about women, and Democrats support Palestinians, and Democrats support boys sexually assaulting girls in bathrooms, I guess that it's common for Democrats to completely approve of and participate. What the fuck is going on? I tell you. Holy cow. Democrats seem to approve of rape, as well as any other crimes that help facilitate that rape, like kidnapping another coworker. Oh, how was work today, honey? Well, we kidnapped Wanda and we tried raping her. She beat us off, and not the way we wanted to, and she escaped, and now I lost my job. But don't worry, I got a union representative to try and get me out of trouble. Unfucking believable, folks. Democrats are a fucking joke, but they're a joke that's not funny. I think they're funny, but anyways, look, the Ninth Circus Court is back in the news again. Only today it's on a negative side. The Ninth Circus Court of Appeals made a wildly unlawful ruling this time. And now remember, it's not the same 3-judge circuit appeal panel. This is a different one. And only in this case, they went completely off, just out of their minds. They agree with the lower court ruling, telling Trump that he has to reinstate thousands and thousands and thousands of probationary employees that were fired. So now judges, folks, have completely taken over the executive branch. But here's the deal. In all truth, Trump doesn't have to comply, folks. This is judicial fiat, or rule by fake decree. Or if you wish, we could call it something more serious. This is seditious, and it is insurrection. They are trying to run the country, act like the White House, from various district courts all over the country. These courts need to be immediately dismantled. And you know what the sad part is, folks? Even though we have a majority in the House of Representatives and the Senate, they have no balls, they have no spine, They have no fucking integrity. Republicans are cowards, with the exception of those that are willing to speak up loudly. They're cowards and they're weak. And Maggot Mike Johnson is just that. Oh, he's done a Pam Bondi. He threatened. Time for some action. Dismantle these courts. Defund them. Because they don't need to be doing the president's job for him. It's scary, folks. Now, let me ask you a couple of questions. SHTF questions. Are you ready? If these courts from the bench banged their gavel and said, police, go out and start arresting Republicans. Start with veterans and patriots that are all over social media. And those police started doing that, kicking down doors, arresting people, January 6th arrest style. What would you do? Would you comply, thinking, believing you're going to get a fair fucking trial? Look, we were supposed to believe Trump was protecting us from them, right? Remember how he said, America, they're not after me, they're after you. And I'm just in their way. Now Trump's not in the way. Now they're acting as if they are Trump. If they start ordering our arrests, even with Trump in power, do you feel safe? Tina Peters is in jail for exposing fraud in the election of 2020. She has not received a pardon for being a whistleblower against criminals. Unfucking believable. Ninth Circus indeed. Now, while we're on the thought of prepping, because that's what we're supposed to be about here. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. Go to thepreparedmind.club. That is our website, thepreparedmind.club. You should find links to coffee, but you'll also find links to food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, and self-defense items. Get fully prepared, please. Now, when I first started this channel over 10 fucking years ago, telling people get prepared, the stupid will come, and it is here. People said, you guys are crazy. You're paranoid. How stupid. What a waste of money. If you bought food 5 years ago and prices have doubled, that was a pretty good investment, huh? 3 years ago and prices doubled, yeah, really good investment, huh? Everything is way more expensive. So if you've been prepping, and if you had all your preps, you were buying gold and silver, how happy are you now? Yeah, prepping's not stupid because we actually need it now. And get this. The European Union has gone full prepper. You bet. They have instructed all the citizens of Europe to have 72 hours worth of food and water. Oh, they're prepping now. 72 hours, not 72 days, folks. 72 hours. That's 3 days. America has an average of 3 days of food already, and they're not even preppers. I guess in Europe, they don't keep food around the house. Where are you going with 3 days of food and water? Well, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Europe is going prepper. And I thought, we are the crazies, right? Well, I guess not. Europe is joining us. But to me, this notion of the European Union telling all of Europe, get 3 days of food and water and electricity or whatever you can, get ready. It smells to me like a false flag. Like this is a black swan notification. If it happens in the next couple of months, you can bet your ass the European Union has committed a crime against the people of Europe and or Ukraine. They're going to blame Russia and use that as cover for failed socialism in Europe. failed modern monetary theory, failed elitist ivory tower assholes like the World Economic Forum telling the European Union how to run their nations. That's what this is, in my opinion. I think they're thinking of going full on false flag. We're going to find out, folks. In America, we're already prepared, or at least we are. I hope you are too. So now it is time, my friends. It's time for the inner circle. All right, man, let's have some fun here. I've got a lot of stuff to talk about, but second half is your guys' show. Redneck Roughneck says, man, I said you can't drain the swamp with Lindsey plugging the drain. Well, Redneck Roughneck, I think you're giving Lindsey too much credit there. About the only thing he is going to plug is probably a college boy's butt if he can get a hold of one. Anyways. Yeah, Lindsey is a big turd. He is a big turd, but I'm hoping, but I think he can be controlled because we've seen this before out of him. He is a flip-flopping, backstabbing snake in the grass, and he will switch sides. He'll kiss ass on Republicans and then stab them in the back. But I wonder, and we have to find, this is the fucked up part, is I know if Uman had his finger over the button, or Robin, or Bonnie Blue, or John Cocktoastin, or Chin Music, or Dr. John, right? If we had our fingers on the button and we could push that fucking thing and flush Lindsey instantly, we would. Unfortunately, we don't have that authority. So all we can do is watch and spectate. But wait a minute, we do have power and authority still. You can write, you can call, you can text, you can email, message, fucking smoke signals, carrier pigeon, tie a note to a safe arrow and shoot it at DC, right, with a message on it. We can tell them what to do. Here's how we do it right here. And this one right here, the Capitol switchboard, very important phone number. You can tell them what to do. Call Lindsey Graham's office. Tell him what you think of him. Tell him he's a backstabbing piece of shit and a weasel. And that if he tries screwing us again, it's on. You know what another thing needs to be done? Hey, Lindsey, pardon me. You want war in Ukraine? Go get a pair of fucking fatigues, go grab a rifle, and you go over there and you fucking fight them. Right? You can write that to him. Hey, Lindsey, you want war? Put on a fucking uniform. We don't expect you to run, jump. We expect you to stand in your fighting hole or foxhole, since he's probably, no, he was Air Force. Good God. You go, you don't even have to charge. You just sit in there and start shooting at the Russians and see what happens. In any event, I mean, he would love it. Here we go. There they go. Chin Music says, lighting the loafers is a useful tool. Oh, he is. He is a useful fucking tool. Like Jasmine or Swallowswell. That's the type he is. Yeah, he's transactional. Well, he's probably more trans than any of us know. With a small majority, it has to be done. I think what Chin is saying here is he's transactional. He's useful. He can be bought. And so Trump looks like maybe he's bought him off. And I really think he's probably threatened him as well. But Jasmine Crockett, eyelashes, hoe, she really doesn't speak like that. She is well-educated, or at least she went to an expensive school. She is an actor, and she's playing a part. I don't know if she believes she's the person she is playing. I don't know about that. But she's a pile of shit. And Eric Swallowswell, another Democrat out of California, he should be in Leavenworth. How can you be on the House Intelligence Committee and be fucking a Chinese spy? Fang Fang. How is that even possible? Anyways, Swallowswell, I hereby challenge you to a bare knuckles fight in a ring in a sanctioned jurisdiction with a bona fide certified judge or referee. Same with that other jackass, Clit Stinger from Illinois. I hereby challenge Clit Stinger to a bare knuckles fight. And hell, I'll just send that out to Liz Cheney as well. Liz Piggy Cheney, if you want to get down and dirty and get some knuckles on, you're invited. All of these tough talkers on the left, folks, they never lift a hand to do their own dirty work, which is why they would never accept a challenge. And I had to step up because Chin Music took old Tampon Timmy Walls up on his offer to fight. And have we got an answer back yet? We got an answer back yet? One moment. It's Tampon Tim Walls right here. Hey, Timmy. Hey, Timmy boy. How are you? How's Skippy doing? Yeah. What I need you to do is we need an answer on this whole Chin Music fight. Yeah. Oh, you're on your period. Well, go to the boys' bathroom in Minnesota and get yourself a tampon, buddy. That's right. May as well get yourself a pregnancy test while you're at it. All right. Yeah, good talking to you, Flaggett. Good talking to you. Bye. All right, enough of that. Man. I can't help it some days. Diving Frog says, John, doesn't it seem like, although some things are getting taken care of, it also seems more like turmoil goes on in the background. It's all an act. Now, if I were not as well versed, just like you guys, as I am, I would buy that story. This is just a fucking act out of Washington. But I'll ask you this question. And this question goes to anybody here. Young, old, black, white, male, female, I don't give a fuck. If you were elected president and you went to Washington, D.C., where would you get a cabinet that you could trust? If you told them, hey, I am even more Republican, libertarian, I am more 1776 than Trump ever dreamed of. Do you think you could find a cabinet that could get things done? If you went up against the NSA, the CIA, the FBI, the IRS, the ATF, the U.S. Postal Service. Oh, they got a lot of guns and bullets, folks, and badges. Don't forget that. The U.S. Marshals, you said, Department of Homeland Security. Let's see, the EPA. Right? You see what I'm doing? There's dozens and dozens and dozens of bureaucracies with hundreds and hundreds of directors and deputy directors and senior supervisors who would be out there and be right in your fucking way the whole way. We've caught, look, James O'Keefe, formerly with Project Veritas, has continued to go out there and have sit downs with these fucking clowns. And they're not even the directors or deputy directors or senior supervisors. They're just mid-level supervisors, low-level fucksticks. And they're bragging about how they've been told, and they're telling others, fuck with Trump, impede Trump, get in Trump's way. Look at these fucking people, won't leave their offices. They have to be dragged out, scratch marks in the fucking floor, because they won't leave. They're all putting down their heels. They're kicking and screaming like babies. They're fucking lying their asses off. They're going to court. Oh, yeah. They're using the court, and the courts are ruling in their favor. What makes you, Diving Frog, or me, or Ooman, or anyone think that what Trump is trying to do is easy business? Now, having said that, I think Pam Bondi is doing a lousy fucking job. I think Kash Patel is doing a lousy fucking job. Those two are in the top law enforcement. Get people in an affidavit, sworn, arrest, get them, right? Invest, do it. They have not performed. I don't care if you caught a leader of MS-13. They got a fucking leader every 10 feet. I'm not buying it. It's bullshit. Right? There's a problem here, folks. So either they're complete fucking liars, completely incompetent, or there's something else going on. What is that something else? Let me throw this out there as a theory. This is not Q. Fuck Q. I don't know if Q's even thought about this, and hopefully I don't give Q any ideas. That was a big ass eye roll. We have the lists. They have the videotapes. They have the surveillance. They have the flight logs. They have people that we know are rolling over now on the Epstein stuff. They say they're redacting the names of the innocent to protect them. Could it be that Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, the Trump administration are having secret meetings with people like Light and the Loafer Lindsey Grahams and saying, okay, buddy, we got you. We got two choices here. We can either burn all you motherfuckers, or you're going to turn into our side and you're going to vote on our side. Is that possible? Yes. We'll redact your name out of all the documents. You will be spared the humiliation, the embarrassment, and the prison time, because we want a functional Senate. We want a functional House of Representatives. We want a functional government. So you will turn evidence against these people, and you'll be on our side, and you fuck up once, we'll burn you. I don't know. That's a possibility. I know that's really Machiavellian and really kind of a Perry Mason gotcha type thing. I don't believe that's happening, but it's a possibility. But I don't think anyone could do any better than Trump. I think Pam Bondi could do a lot better. And the only excuse she would have is we're cutting deals with the bad people to catch all the people, and we're going to make some big time arrests. But until I fucking see that, I ain't believing it. But I hope that it's something like that. You know, and that's all we got, folks. We can, though. Apart from having hope and being a fucking spectator in this shit show, you and I, us, what can we do? Write, call, text, email, message, right? That's what we can do. That is the proactive moves that you can make. We are just pawns, folks. But understand, on the chessboard, and not Trump's chessboard, right? The big pieces are stomping all over the place. The big Republican pieces, the Democrat pieces, the banker pieces. But if you're a clever pawn, you can stay out of the way and put yourself in position and even influence the game. If all of us act together as a group, we can influence these motherfuckers and let them know we're not forgetting. We see, we hear, and we're not forgetting. Make arrests. And that's what I do every fucking day. I demand of Kash Patel and Pam Bondi, make some fucking arrests. Right? Anytime we just got an MS-13 leader, right? My response, great. Now do the Epstein client list. It could be an act, Diving Frog. I sure hope it's not. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background you and I will never see. We can speculate, we can theorize, but we'll never fucking know. We'll never know. I hope, and I'm taking action, and I really want you guys to do the same. This is our one chance. When we talked about the 2024 election, what did we say? When we win the election, that's not the end of the war. That's just the first major fucking battle. That's it. Every step of the way is going to be a fucking fist fight, folks. And it's going to get bloody in the streets. Not because I want it to, and I'm not asking for people to do that. The Democrats are going to do that. When the arrests, and I'm going to say if and when the arrests happen, if and when they happen, you will hear a furor, a wailing of and gnashing of teeth like you can't fucking imagine from the Democrats everywhere. You can't arrest Hillary. I want that day. I want that day. I want that fucking day. I've wanted that bitch arrested since 92. Eric Holder, as soon as I heard about what was that fucking Hurricane Crossfire? No, not Cross. The gun running fucking one. Crossfire Hurricane was sending fucking guns to Mexican drug lords that were used to kill Americans. The first time I saw Michelle Obama's nuts and balls jiggling behind her dress, I wanted to see her arrested because I just knew she's a nasty, dirty, freaky thing. And the pizza and hot dogs, yeah, all of it, folks. I want to see it as bad as you guys. Trust me. And I'm trying to use the mental powers and your guys' comments, thoughts, questions, your emails, everything that I try and go through on a daily basis and understand what the fuck is taking so long. I hope you see my frustration as well, but trying to come up with logical explanations other than it's an act, it's a show, they're fucking sellouts, we're being played. Why even bother playing us? Why even bother lying to us? Chin Music is 100% correct. Crossfire Hurricane is the Russia. Fast and Furious was the gun running thing. Someone get Chin Music a Twinkie. He has earned it. That was a line from Ghostbusters. The Twinkie. Anyways, it's a big fucking Twinkie. Anyways, they don't have to play these games with us. They could just step in and go, your rights are suspended. The Constitution is suspended. We have a national emergency. That's it. They could do that. They could send out federal cops, state cops, and they could just start arresting social media big mouths and leaders everywhere. They know who the leaders are. They know who the people are that are giving instructions. They can just come out and arrest us all. Or just shoot us dead in the fucking street and be done with it. If they just wanted to take over. They didn't need a Trump to do this. Right? They didn't need a convincing fight. If Trump never came along and we had pick a fucking Republican that could have run for president besides DeSantis. Pick Mike DeWine. Is DeWine a fucking Republican? DeWiner, I don't know. Pick anybody. I don't even want to have one now. It's worth picking. Right? And put him in the White House as the Republican. None of us would even expect anything but business as usual. None of us would ever even give a shit. Right? If we just had Mitt Romney back in there. We'd be like, yay, Mitt Romney, maybe we'll get a tax cut. Nah, but I don't count on it because he's Mitt. Right? Oh, okay, thanks, Mitt Romney. You almost did something for us, just like George W. Bush almost did something. Oh, nice work, Mitt Romney. You've done the Patriot Act number 3, and now it has extra security for spying on us. Thanks a lot, Mitt Romney. Yeah. Right. Everyone would be asleep. They wouldn't give a shit. They'd be pissed, some of us, but the rest would be like, we don't stand a fucking chance. They could have completely demoralized us and had Trump lose. They could have been, hey, let's put Mrs. Weenie Sucker, right? We need to forget about what could have been and has been and were and the other communist thing, right? We could have had Kamala in there. Oh shit, I'd just fucking give up. I'd be stacking fucking sandbags still, making fucking fighting positions in my front yard outside the bunker, right? But instead, we're playing this game. It's a lot of effort. For what? They just might fucking lose. The leftists might just fucking lose, folks. So why would they want to do that? Oh, well. Anyways, ooh, man, I hope you're having fun and enjoying this. I can't defend the decisions, folks. And I'm not defending decisions nor making excuses. Pam Bondi sucks. Kash Patel has not impressed me. President Trump must have a fucking reason for doing what he's done, or he wouldn't have done it. Not excusing it. I'm just trying to fucking understand it and figure it out. Redneck Roughneck says, why is it that the Democrats are already holding hearings on the Signal leak, yet we can't seem to get any arrests? I'm beginning to think the Republicans holding both houses, the Democrats are still in charge. Oh, well, leave it to the Republicans. They will snatch victory from the jaws of defeat every fucking time. Right? They will. I think I said that right. They'll snatch defeat. They'll snatch victory. They'll snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Whatever the fuck. They'll lose. They love to fucking lose. Democrats claim to be victims. The Republicans can't even be good victims. They just fucking lose. Now, I did something that I normally don't do, and I read a Q post on Signal. And they're like, yeah, the NPR CEO is also on the board of Signal. And this was a trap to get the insiders to expose themselves and reveal that they can hack into Signal. Well, I guess I'm going to be in trouble because all those naked pictures I sent to, who's the name I should pick here? I was going to say Morgan Fairchild, but I don't think she really applies anymore. Everyone remember Morgan Fairchild from the 80s? I've just dated myself. Anyways, right? So is the Signal hacked in, and that's how they got a hold of everything? And this was a big trick to find out if it worked, right? They rope-a-doped them. They, where we go one, we go all. They Q-tarded them. I don't think so. I want some fucking arrests, Mr. Roughneck. I want some fucking arrests. Just like you guys, I want some fucking arrests. I want some court hearings. I want some courtroom drama like you can't imagine. How about this, right? Nazis from Ukraine that were captured by the Russians alive have been to Russian military court, and now they've been sentenced. That's right. The Ukrainian Azov Nazis have been captured, some of them, and they went to court, folks. Now, the mainstream media has whitewashed the Azov battalion. Oh, they're clean and pure. They're not Nazis. No, they're fucking Nazis. The mainstream media, the U.S. government hasn't called them Nazis. The European Union government hasn't called them Nazis. They have all ignored that Ukraine is under a Nazi military dictatorship, a total dictatorship, and it's real. They canceled elections. They have a Nazi military. They arrest church members. They're parliamentarians, journalists, social media people. They've arrested them, stolen their money, and even fucking killed them. These Ukrainian Nazis don't seem to kill Jews, though. They seem to kill everyone else they wish. They're Nazis, folks. Died to the bone. Not good people. All right, man, who's up next? I didn't want to miss that one. Mikey G said, "Remember the plane coming in for a controlled crash?" Oh yes. The analogy I used back with Trump in his first term, that would be over 8 years ago. I'm like, well, everything's coming down. He's coming down, and instead of a nose down crash, as if we had the DEI pilots in charge, they want to come in and try and make this crash as smooth as possible. Maybe flip over on the wing, and roll over like the other DEI pilots. Right? Yeah. Everything's crashing right now. Gold today hit an all-time high, almost 3,100. You betcha. Silver hasn't been this high since 2011, and it blew out over 3% today to the upside. It's because the dollar is weak. The economy is weak. The governments are weak. The banks, the investment hubs are all in big trouble, and money is rushing into gold and silver for protection because this is a controlled crash of the economy, international, shall we say, diplomacy, and we got war, the threat of pandemic coming back. Let's see, war, famine, pestilence. Yeah, the 4 fucking horsemen. Not to mention death, right? Which is exactly what Bill Gates wants. I'm sure George Soros wants death. He's about to die. I don't know why he's not dead yet. I'm sure his wish is that everyone dies. Right? Did I mention Bill Gates on that? All the eugenicists, people who want to feed us bugs. All right, let us do it. We've got a little time left, Mr. Uman, and it's Diving Frog. And he says the Chinese are recruiting fired federal employees. Can anyone say we're hiring spies? Oh, yeah. There's a problem with China doing business in America. We need to kick them the fuck out. I believe China has again and again and again demonstrated they don't give a shit about America. They want to buy politicians. They want to buy our farmland. They want property around and near military bases for some reason. They want to buy American resources. They want American manufacturing over in China, but now that is being lured back out. You know, China's doing what China does. They think more than past the next quarter, the next year. Xi Jinping, leader of China, communist leader of China, is leader for life, much like Putin. So he has a long-term plan for China. He doesn't have to lie to this group and lie to that group to get elected again. He's just going to do what he needs to get Chinese supremacy. And I don't mean that in terms of racism, but there is a racist component there, folks. Trust me on that. Chinese look at people with white skin, black skin, brown skin, red skin, and have their thoughts and their belief systems. Who do you think they trust? It's a shell company out of Colorado on LinkedIn. What's a shell company?
The one recruiting former government employees.
Okay. It's a thank you, man. There's a shell company out of Colorado. They're on LinkedIn and they're recruiting former federal employees. It wouldn't surprise me if they don't find them, some that are more high level, some that hate Trump, hate the United States of America, and they might be willing to share trade secrets, administrative processes, things they don't have or know. Wouldn't surprise me in the least. But yeah, China needs to be kicked out of this country. They do. We can't own Chinese property in China. We can't own Chinese business in China. You're basically getting a lease to be there. It's much like doing business with Canada. See, they want to tariff us 30%, 100%, 200%, 300%. But if we tariff them 10 or 20%, they get mad. China's the same way. They run deals much like Trump does. They always get in a deal to make sure they win and they get what they want. That doesn't make them bad, doesn't make them stupid. It just makes them China. And with that being said, my friends, I'm going to wish you a good night. Tomorrow is Friday. Hopefully I don't wake up with a pounding, screaming fucking headache. I tried talking this morning And every time I talked, it made my head want to explode. So I was like, I can't do it. I'll be back tomorrow morning, though. I think we got the headache under control. I got my electrolytes balanced. I'm not so pink anymore. And it'll be the Friday free-for-all in the afternoon. Please share this channel, the internet address, the Twitter address, the X address, the Facebook address, the Subscribestar address. Share the YouTube address. We all need to wake people the fuck up. We need to wake people up. And one more reminder from the movie They Live. In fact, you know what? I'm going to watch that movie tonight. They Live. It was a John Carpenter film from the 80s. It has one of the best fight scenes you will ever see from a movie. It is gruesome and painful. And it's also between two allies, two friends. John Carpenter, the director, who also did The Thing and Big Trouble in Little China, two of my favorite movies also. He said it's a documentary about aliens taking over our country and the world. And it's just business. But one of the men, Rowdy Robbie Piper, is trying to get Keith David, his co-worker, to put on the glasses to see what has happened in the world. In other words, it's a movie and a particular scene about red pilling people, waking them up, and how difficult it is. Rowdy Roddy Piper, who was a big-time wrestler in the 80s, I think was an excellent actor. He had to fight Keith David, who is a giant, muscular black dude. It's a great fucking movie fight. And he's like, I don't want to wake up. I don't want to see that what you see. I don't care. I want to mind my own business. And he resisted waking up in a way that only the movie could present it, in both entertainment as well as philosophically. Why is it so hard to get people to wake the fuck up? The movie demonstrates that. They had a fucking knockdown, drag out, bloody knuckles, busted up faces fight. But ultimately, he woke up, right? And they fought against the aliens that were taking over the country and getting others to sell out. It's a great fucking flick. Now I'm excited to go watch it. I've got some extra spicy enchiladas I made last night with jalapenos. I think I'll go have them for dinner. Maybe an ice cold cerveza. And then I'm going to get a good night's sleep, wake up, 0 dark 30, and do it all again, folks. Between now and then, I wish you a good night. I love you guys dearly because you're Americans. And if you don't love America, fuck you. Anyways, we'll go with that because that's how I roll. Semper Fi, chance favors the prepared mind. God bless America.
To hell.